Hold up, guys. I kind of like unplugged my iPad. And my chat's broken. Did I like make it for kids? Maybe I did. I keep breaking this live stream. I'm gonna like... It's okay. It's okay. I'll still read. Even if chat doesn't want to work. Okay. Oopsie. Wait. Hold up. I could check. I think I broke my chat. Yeah. Okay, well, like, that's besides the point, you know? I'm gonna start reading. So, like, yeah. Wants to load. Okay, this load any slower. Where'd I put my portable charger? Man, I'm losing everything. I'm losing my marbles. Okay, I'm gonna just start reading and you guys can rewind. Hold up. Ooh. Okay, so I found this post on Reddit. It's 21 Pilots page. That's not official. No clue. Says, here is an in-depth, but hopefully not overwhelming explanation for the lore of 21 Pilots, and then a bunch of other words that I don't care about. No hate to the person who wrote this. It's just there's already a lot of words. By a lot of words, I mean a lot of words. Okay. Go up. Places. Dema. Dema is on the continent of Trench. It is surrounded by a large circular wall and has 9 towers in the middle. It is split into 9 districts, with each district being ruled by its own bishop. The outside city is a necropolis full of neon gravestones. The city is a very depressive place. The album Blurryface details life in Dema. Citizens are not allowed to leave the city. Dema also has VIP citizens who receive special treatment from the bishops. Trench. Trench is the in-between. It's the outside land of Dema. Parts of it resemble Iceland. It is where the banditos have a camper base. There may be a part of it that is desert. That is a desert that also may or may not have a population of cheetahs, like, pet cheetah. Yeah, Why do I have to say, like, of course, but, well, maybe not. Okay, I can't, oh my gosh. Oh no, that kid's taking me. Okay, sorry, I procrastinate. Voldsoy, an island off the shore of Trench, has a large population of Neds, like Jade Ned, twin. The island is a reference to the island of violence in the song Migraine and City Walls. Paladin Strait, the stretch of ocean between Voldsoy and Trench. Port Vile, a port of the shore of Trench, controlled by Dema. Characters. Okay, I'm gonna cook this. Clancy. Clancy is the character played by Tyler Joseph. He's a resident of Dema who is famous for writing letters detailing his life in the city. He is also famous as a rebel and member of the Banditos, who make rebellious music. He spent an amount of time a prisoner of Dema, being forced to make propaganda, but he has since escaped and is back to being a rebel. He is the only non-bishop that can use the ancient power of psychokinesis. We'll discover why later. Torchbearer. This is Josh's character. He is a member of the Banditos, and even their leader. His character is very mysterious and has the power to appear elsewhere to guide people without even physically being there. Nico slash Blurryface. Nico, full name Nicholas Bourbaki, also known as Blurryface, is the leader of the 9 bishops. He's also the scariest. We'll learn more about his true identity later. Keons. Keons was Clancy's bishop. He is described as a more kind and caring than the other bishops. He is conspired with Ned, the torchbearer, and Clancy to betray Dema and use trash to free Clancy and get him to Voldsoy. He was killed by the other bishops before being possessed via psychokinesis by Clancy and starting a fire in Dema. Ooh. Trash. Trash the dragon is a sea dragon that is speculated to have been long dead. His body was temporarily possessed via psychokinesis by Keons to attack the submarine carrying Clancy. He represents creativity. He is on the Skeleton Icy cover. He's so cute. I love him. Sorry. It's kind of hard to, like, just have my neck facing down, you know? So, like, we're reading the characters right now. So, like, just in case you don't know. Ned, slash Neds, because there's, like, lots of Neds. Ned, the individual, is a cute little creature living somewhere in a cozy cabin and trench. Cozy cabin and trench. I'm playing it. I can hear it. I don't know if you can. His species, who are each individually also known as Ned, as a whole largely resides on Voldsoy. Did I read that? I don't know. I'm not trying to read it again. Their antlers can grow and be removed. Once removed, they give Clancy the ability to do psychokinesis. Ned stands for Neural Expansion Device. Ned represents creativity. Tyler uses creativity to fight his struggles, just as Clancy uses Ned to fight Blurryface. The bishops. There are 9 of them. Blurryface is both Nico and all the bishops, and the city. At the same time. The same concept as God being the Father and the Trinity in Christianity. Clancy theorizes they may be immortal beings using psychokinesis to swap from body to body. They all borrow their names from Blurryface lyrics. For example, Scavier is from She's a Carver. You know, from, like, Tear My Heart. My neck. Killing me. Their names are as follows. Nico, Keons, Andre, Lisden. I can't say their names. I'm butchering this. Riezdro, Sakarver, Nils, Vitamo, and Lisdo. I don't know if I said that right. The Banditos. The group of rebels who aim to escape / overthrow Dema. They wear yellow tape as the bishops are unable to see this color. Clancy's Rebellion. Okay. A rebellion started by Clancy inside of Dema. They wear yellow / orange tape to reclaim the color and make themselves known to the bishop. Concept / events. Vialism. The corrupt religion of death celebrated in Dema. The end goal of the religion is for one to take their own life. The glory is gone. Those who have committed to vialism and ended their lives. They each got a neon gravestone around the city. This is where the bodies are buried. Their bodies referred to as available vessels to be used for psychokinesis. Neon gravestones. The gravestones that surround Dema, forming a necropolis. I think I'm saying that right. This is where the glorious... Oh, whoa. Sorry, I kind of, like, lost where I was reading. This is where the glorious gone are buried. The gravestones themselves can be pulled apart to make weapons. This is new. I don't remember that. Psychokinesis / seizing. An art/ritual the bishops used to possess dead bodies, usually of the glorious gone. Clancy has a unique power to use it via antlers from Neds. We don't know for sure, but Clancy theorizes that perhaps the bishops can use it on living beings, and that has been used on him at points. We know for a fact they could use it on living vultures at the very least. Smearing. What type of name is that, bro? I never heard any of this. Well, I've heard a lot of it, just not smearing. This is what happens when an individual is captured by the bishop. It causes black marks on the person's hands and neck. Could potentially be just another form of psychokinesis. The annual assembly of the glorified. This is an annual meeting of all the VIPs of Dema. 1 year was held on a submarine outside of the city. The featured performance event. This was a live event performed by Clancy while he was a prisoner making Dema propaganda. The event is hosted by 2 bishops possessing dead bodies using psychokinesis. The bodies slowly deteriorated over the course of the event. Clancy played one song, Choker, and spent the whole time daydreaming himself playing other music with the torchbearer. This is also an example of the FPE, initials often reused and referred to in the 21 Pilots lore. Failed perimeter escape. This is what people who try and escape to failed Dema are categorized as. Another example of FPE. Other uses of FPE of the lore include the few, the proud, the emotional, and fairly local, fuel, patrol, etc. from the live stream. Okay. East is up. A code used amongst banditos to help identify each other. The phrase is used because the way out of Dema is the east side of a wall. This is represented by the pitchfork symbol seen on the Trench album cover. It was later repurposed by Clancy into the Skeleton Icy logo, also on that album's cover. Oh my god, I can't read. Salofalina? I don't really know how to say it. What the banditos cry out when they are in need of help. Vultures. There is a large population of vultures in Dema. For the banditos, vultures are a symbol of their commitment to turn life into death and to continue living. The vulture is on the cover of Trench and is named Clifford. I didn't know that. I just thought his name was freaking Vulture. His name's Clifford. That's actually so cute. Aww. I love that. Map of Trench. The first symbol on Trench album cover looks like a flower kind of, is the map of all the canyons in Trench. There is also a full map of the continent of Trench on the dm8org.info website. You know, like the Trench, I can't read it, but it's like the Trench logo, because it's like the lines, but it's like 2 of them. I don't know how to explain it. Here, look for yourself. That thing. That thing, you know? Yeah. This a symbol of the banditos. It is rebellious. It is an upside down, as it is an upside down neon gravestone. The gravestones resemble, insert picture. The extra lines around the 2 symbol are symbolic of a jumpsuit, meaning something covering us and giving us support. I even read this before and I didn't know all of this. This is actually very helpful. Can I hold that? It's pissing me off. Good Day Dema, a live form TV show hosted by 2 bishops to spread Dema propaganda. It hosted the feature performance event. Timeline. Clancy spends 9 years in Dema. It is not explained how old he is or where he came from. Even he does not seem to be sure. Clancy's bishop is Keon's. We'll find out his origins later. Clancy hears rumors of the old world and the outside, and is inspired to discover what is beyond the walls of dema. During the annual assembly of the glorified, Clancy and a group of minded-like rebels attempt to escape that night, with hopes of meeting banditos outside of the walls. Clancy is the only one to escape and does not meet any banditos. Clancy is eventually caught. Upon returning to dema, he tries to escape again. This time by somehow tricking Nico into driving him out of his city. He causes a distraction with the help of the torchbearer projection. While they are on a road, and escapes into trench. This is the Heavy Dirty Soul MV music video. You know, I didn't know that stood for music video until like 2 months ago. Clancy explores trench for an unexplained amount of time and eventually runs into the banditos as he walks down a river. He is suddenly approached by Nico, who smears him, like with the hand's neck, you know. Clancy is inspired by the banditos, including Josh's character Torchbearer, who appear and shower him with petals. He resists the smear and escapes. Oh, I can't read. He resists the smear and escapes its grasp. Clancy is recaptured and dragged down the river for a while, but eventually escapes on his own. Clancy disassociates throughout this entire event and views out of body and does not recognize until later that actually happened to him. These are the events of the jumpsuit music video. Clancy spends a few weeks in dema. Oh, I skipped something. Clancy journeys trench for another 5 days, not running into any more banditos. Keon finds him one morning and takes him back to dema. I thought Keon's was nice, man. Clancy spends a few weeks in dema before coordinating with the banditos, likely talking to Torchbearer using his projection power, to escape again while the banditos are busy with the vialism ceremony. He successfully escapes, and the people of dema are inspired by the sight of the banditos. The events in the Nico and the Niners music video. Sorry, I couldn't read it for a second because it was like the like shortcut for what's it called? For Nico and the Niners. Oh, I can't speak. Clancy travels to a bandito camp and makes rebellious music against dema with the banditos. This is the album Trench. The camp is attacked and Clancy is recaptured again. The events of the Levitate music video. Clancy spends a few years in prison. During this time, he becomes a bit of a legend in dema for his letters and music. You're a legend in my own mind. You know, I wasn't trying to sing good on purpose, but by the way. The bishops harness his fame and force Clancy to write propaganda for them. This becomes Skeleton IC. Clancy sneaks a hidden messages, Clancy is dead, into the title. Clancy performs the feature performance event on Good Day dema, but spends most of it daydreaming. Whoa! Ooh, I can't. I saw a word that started with. Oh, I don't even know how to explain it. The show was hosted by two bishops who used psychokinesis to control the vessels of the two corpses of the glorious gone, which slowly rot and fall apart as the show goes on. I've seen that before, and it disturbed me. Clancy performs at the annual assembly of the glorified on a submarine of the outside of the city for the VIPs of Dema. He is guarded by fake bishops to intimidate him. Unbeknownst, that's not a word, to the other bishops, they have been betrayed. An escape plan is underway. I can't breathe. Keons betrays the bishops and uses psychokinesis to possess the sea dragon trash to destroy the submarine and flee. Whoa. And free Clancy and Torchbearer. The events of the Saturday music video. The other bishops kill Keons. Clancy and Torchbearer wash up on Voltron and discover creatures, Neds, that give Clancy the ability to use the psychokinesis through his antlers. Clancy uses these to control the vessel of Keon's corpse and starts a fire in Dema. The events of the outside music video. The other bishops kill Keons. Clancy and Torchbearer oh, that's the wrong part. I just read that. Clancy and Torchbearer wait on the island for rescue, intending to finally use this new power and truly fight back against Dema. We know at this stage 5 to 10 years have passed since the Nico and the Niners music video, as we see the same kids who appear in the music video all grown up as banditos. Clancy reveals that the Torchbearer has planned this out the whole time. We know Ned's cozy cabin had been communicating with the Neds. Clancy making propaganda may have just been a long-term plan coordinated by Nico. Not by Nico. Coordinated by Keons and Torchbearer to get him on the island so he could learn psychokinesis. Clancy is now a weapon to be used in the upcoming final war. He gets ready to cross the Paladin Strait to return to Dema, which has now been filled with embers of inspiration. Clancy and Torchbearer return to Dema across the Paladin Strait on a boat. While on a boat, Clancy uses psychokinesis to possess the Glorious Gone and teach an anti-Dema lessons inside the city. A rebellion starts to brew within the city. The rebels wear red tape. Clancy leaves the body and returns to his own starts to return. Oh my god. Clancy leaves the body and returns to his own as him and the Torchbearer arrive on the shores of Trench. I did it. This is the Overcompensate music video. Clancy crosses Trench with some banditos and a Torchbearer, and eventually meets Torchbearer. Turns out Torchbearer had been with Clancy since Saturday music video, and it was a projection to guide him. The real Torchbearer had been leading the banditos in Trench the whole time. This is the navigating music video. Clancy sharpens his Ned antlers into weapons and dons his red tape and mask. He is joined by an army of banditos and his rebels as they prepare. Oh, I can't read. I feel like that's good enough. And they prepare to march on Dema for the final battle. The bishop sees the vultures and use them to spy on the bandito army. They use this info to prepare the upcoming battle. The remaining bishops, minus Nico, muster all their power to perform a mass seizing of the bodies of the Glorious Gone. They all rise from their neon gravestones, which they pull apart to use as weapons, and form an army of zombies controlled by the bishops to protect Dema. The two armies clash outside of Dema while Clancy sneaks back into the city to find the bishops. He climbs the tower, sneaks in, quickly defeats the remaining bishops, minus Nico. As they defeated the zombies outside the walls, they also turn back into normal corpses and the army falls. Nico suddenly appears out from a door and quickly levitates to grab Clancy, grabbing him by the neck. Clancy briefly succumbs to Nico while Nico speaks to him. However, he finds the strength to open his eyes and showdown against Blurryface. This was all in the Paladin Straight music video. It turns out the bishops knew of the plan. Against them and had been I can't read that. Like, I can, but I can't say the word. Interpreting letters between banditos. They issued a letter to the people of Dema before the Paladin Straight music video, promising them to keep them safe from the banditos. They even destroyed Bandito's tent and left letters with Dear Clancy written on them and read in order to taunt them. This occurred during the first leg of the Clancy tour. In the line, Clancy looks towards his upcoming battle with Nico and wonders if he has gone too far and if he will be able to return to himself afterwards. It's okay. It's almost, no, it's, oh, yeah, it is. Okay, gotta lock in. Clancy is revealed to have intentions of being all-powerful and ruling Dema after the final battle. This was shown in a letter before the final Clancy tour show. Torchbearer begs Clancy to be better this time in the letter. The contract music video takes place in Clancy's head as Nico attempts to overpower him at the end of Paladin Straight. Clancy resists Nico and fights back. The rest of this is all in the City Walls music video. Nico throws him back into several music videos: Heavy Dirty Soul, Jumpsuit, and Levitate. This symbolizes the cycle of nature of their battle. They have been there before. Clancy is pierced by his own antlers and briefly collapses before striking a... So I had to do it aggressively. With his hands, finally destroying and defeating Nico in a wave of power. Torchbearer storms into the tower and witnesses Clancy donning a red cape. He has become a Nova Bishop, the new Blurryface. Clancy dons other bishops in the red robes, but Torchbearer refuses and storms out. Torchbearer packs his belongings and prepares to return to Trench. Another bandito strikes a conversation with him, expressing how much he liked this Clancy. Torchbearer replies, saying that the Nova Bishop in the tower is no longer Clancy. Clancy is now elsewhere in Trench, and Torchbearer will find him and fight Blurryface all over again, always. He will not give up on him. The cycle begins again with a new Clancy finding himself in the city of Dema on the continent of Trench. And the previous Clancy is now being the new Nico / Blurryface. However, the black has retreated further down from the face of the Nova Bishop, now only going up to his lip where has previously went up to his nose. The fight never ends, but it gets a little bit easier each time. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. The sun will always rise again. The sun will always rise and they will try... Oh, the sun will always rise and they will try again. That's what I'm trying to say. I said it. The end. What does this mean? Oh, God. Okay, let's read this fast. What does it mean? In short, the story is fighting about mental health issues, largely depression. There are issues These issues are represented by Blurryface in the city of Dema. A massive part of these conditions is self-sabotage, which is why it is revealed that Clancy and Blurryface are more or less the same. Each cycle with a new Clancy is a new bout of depression. It gets better, then worse again, and so on for life. It's not hopeless, though. It gets a little easier each time. Listen to Oldie Station for the most explicit explanation of this idea. Add some years, build some trust. You'll start to feel your eyes adjust. When darkness rolls on you, push on through. Torchbearer represents... Why is my iPad tweaking? Torchbearer represents a constant in your life. Something or someone that has unwavering faith in you. It could be a lot of things, changing from person to person. For some, Torchbearer could be a good friend, family member, a partner, a pet, a god/spiritual figure. For Tyler, perhaps it is the clique. Torchbearer is whoever keeps you going and never gives up on you. Maybe the torchbearer could even be yourself, a representation on how important it is for one to have faith in themselves, in intentions of surviving even when things are looking bleak. Intentions are everything. Why is my iPad at 8? Why is my phone at 8 and my iPad's at 7? Also, on a personal note, at the end of the day, the story is only fictional representation of a very real and serious condition, as powerful and motivating as it is. If you or your loved one is struggling with depression or any type of mental health issues, please reach out for help. You can find hotline links and info. Yep. Sorry, it's just talking about the Reddit page, and you guys don't have it, and I do. Okay, I read it. God, I can't breathe. Do you guys like my mug? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, gangsters.